The information, products, and claims presented in this video and on any related websites or materials have not been evaluated by any official regulatory body. They are intended for informational and educational purposes only and are not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making any changes to your health or wellness routine.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Let us know where you're joining from. Hello. Good morning. I'm going to give it a few minutes so that way people can keep joining because I know it got a little bit late today. So let's begin. Today we're talking about Beauty Bloom with Lidija. Lidija Atlas, DNM, Doctor of Natural Medicine, the visionary creator of the Bloom series, doesn't just teach this, she lives it. Her own children have remarked on her radiant appearance and youthful energy since consistently using these powerful quantum capsule. This isn't just theory, it's deeply personal and proven information. Lidija has witnessed firsthand the profound impact of the Blooms. Many clients shared that the energetic shifts they experience within days they surpass what they've achieved in years of traditional therapy. It's like finally addressing the root cause instead of just managing the branches. So everyone, welcome Lidija.
Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. Good
Hello.
morning.
Hi,
Hello,
Lidija.
sweetie.
Hi,
Good
Natasha.
morning.
Good morning. I'm moving, Lydia. So it was supposed to have happened on Sunday, but it got delayed.
Gotcha.
And I thought, well, they're not going to come in till later in the afternoon, so I'm going to be fine. But then I got a call this morning that they were delivering the bed. So I had to rush out there and then rush back. So
Well,
here
you made
I
it
am.
back. You made it back.
I
Same
made it
day.
back. Yeah.
Same time frame. That's what counts.
Yes, yes, welcome. I'm so excited about today's call because I think it's very, very timely.
Yeah.
What's going on in the world right now, you have to be living under a rock not to be affected by it. It's just
Yeah.
such turmoil everywhere. And I have been thinking constantly, having been in this space for decades, knowing this as a fact that whatever you put your energy on, whatever you give energy to, gets replicated in your life. And if we are being pulled into the violence, the turmoil, the craziness of the world, I don't want to be creating more, craziness in my personal life.
Right.
I would rather focus on beauty and what
Yeah.
is beautiful. And, because quite frankly, if you even scientifically look at beauty, it's balance, right? It's our brain knows how to interpret what we're seeing. Like there's been so many studies that faces that we think or we perceive are beautiful are actually very um, proportionate, right? There's a
Yeah.
certain proportion in it. So I think beauty is the key right now, really, to not just bring more peace and harmony into our own lives, but also be that for the world, right?
Catalyst.
Catalyst, exactly.
Catalyst for change, yeah, because we're right now in a vortex of unprecedented times. And this is affecting everyone. If you think you're not affected, think twice, because if you're not affected today, you will be tomorrow, next week, next month. The question is when and where and why, right? We know the whys. Basically, there's chaos. There's chaos, confusion, disruption, distortion. And when we have that on an energetic global level, how can this not affect us when we look at it biologically on a cellular level? So it makes complete sense. It's a reverberation on the quantum field times 10, right? So it's a ripple effect straight across. Um, and even just, even when we just have compassion or even with another human being or what they're going through in their condition, we're also reaping that energy and that affects us as well. So I'm not going to be surprised if we're going to see stress, at an all-time high now and just that feeling of unease and not feeling beautiful, right? Beauty is not something I always say, beauty is not this. It's not the envelope, right? It's not something that's applied. Beauty is something that is expressed.
Mm,
And
beautiful. Yeah.
this is the key. Beauty is an expression, it's not an application. And once we realize that, and if we start with ourselves and we say, you know what, I want to be that catalyst for change, I want to show people that beauty is an expression. It's an expression. It's an expression of love, of compassion, of mercy, of forgiveness, of trust, right? But we have to start with ourselves first. And then it becomes very contagious. People look at it and they're like, I want that. What do you have? Where did you get it? And I want some. And it definitely does not come in a bottle. It's not a prescription, right?
Comes in a
um,
capsule,
is it right? It does. It comes in a
energetic
sound
capsule.
capsule, right? It does come in a sound capsule, absolutely, because we are energetic beings, and we need to replenish ourselves energetically, vibrationally, right, on a frequency level,
Mm,
because that lasts, that sticks, that holds.
I love.
Um, so that's what brings us here today, then.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And everything you said, I resonate with it so much because um, beauty is an expression. I love that. That is so true. And it's an expression of what we hold inside. There's this example that a lot of people talk about that, when I teach my class also, I did that. I would hold a glass of water and then I would, ask somebody to kind of just give me a nudge or a push, and the
Yeah.
glass of water would spill. And I would just ask them, why did the water spill? And they would, of course, everybody would say, well, because she pushed you.
Mm,
And the answer is no, the water spilled because there was water in there. There was water in the glass. So this is how life is. What spills out of us when we get nudged or pushed is what was already inside of us. So if we are expressing, let's say, fear, or we are expressing division and, judgment of other people, whatever it is,
yeah.
that's what's inside of us. And some of us will be expressing compassion and
Yeah.
understanding and love. Um, when I first heard of what was beginning to happen this last weekend, I went into a state of depression in the beginning.
Mm,
Like, oh my God, what are we doing to each other? What is happening in the world? And I realized that's fear.
mm,
I am actually in fear,
yeah.
and I got to change that very quickly because otherwise that's what I'm radiating out into the world. So now I'm interested to know how did you create this particular package, Lydia?
Eh, it's a twofold thing. So one, I had an injury to myself, my physical skin, actually my face. And two, I've worked with many women throughout the years and myself where I said I wanted something on an energetic level that I could tap into for radiance, for the fountain of youth without my having to take anything physically, right? So it's a two-pronged thing. That's how it was basically created. If we go back to the injury that I sustained, actually, I had already created Beauty Bloom, and then I sustained the injury, and then I was my first, basically guinea pig for the Beauty Bloom capsule. So what happened was unfortunately, I was making dinner, and
Mm.
I was on this big range stove, and for whatever reason, a hot lid that was stainless steel on a cast iron somehow jumped back towards my face
Oh,
and took my whole chin area here for about, I would say, a good 2.5, 3 inches right across, about half an inch in width, burn. And at first I was just like, ow, it can't be that serious, right? Yeah, you can see it, but you have to really zoom in. It was,
oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's like a boil.
yeah, it was more than that. And mind you, this is the graphic. It was even worse looking like this. It was raw red, really bad. Um, and for 1 to 2 days, I was just mending originally when it happened with ice, because I didn't see how it was going to end up looking like yet, right? And then on day three, I was like, I have to do something more than what. And I had gone around and shown my wound, and I was told that I was going to have permanent scarring. Okay.
Wow.
So for I kid you not, it was probably 2, 3 days. I was wrapping my head around having to digest the fact that I was going to have scarring on my face indefinitely. So this is what I was, because that fear was put into me from others, right? And these were professionals who told me this, okay? They said, this is
Zoom
a
out,
two.
Natasha.
They said, this is like a 2.5. This is a 2.5 burn. This is going to look like, and this was the app, yes. And now you can see gone completely.
How many days later was
So
this?
this is 7 days later,
Wow.
right? And the one on the left is day one when I started day one.
Okay.
Okay. And this is 3 days post injury on the left when I started. Because for 3 days, like I said, I was taking in the
I see.
information that I was going to have scarring. So my mind was basically battling the fact, not even that, I was having to digest the fact, like, I'm going to have to live with this now. I'm going to have to accept this, right? Then I
Oh,
said, no, 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 there's got to be a way. There's got to be something I can do because one thing is topical. We can do so much topical, but I was like, there's damage underneath. There's energetic damage to my cell. There's tissue, there's skin, there's fascia. The collagen matrix has been disrupted. Everything has been disrupted. And then in that moment, I was like, wait a second. I have to go to my toolbox. I have
yeah.
Beauty Bloom in it. Why don't I use this and see what happens?
Yeah.
And Beauty Bloom, we always think that that's for something when we just want to look youthful or we want to, have that glow or that rejuvenation. But I said, no, let me test it out on a burn, a 2.5 degree burn that I've been told is going to be permanent. And so I was my own guinea pig because I said, I'm going to be the best one to do this. So I started. I kid you
Yeah.
not. And I was like, I'm going to give it all I have. I trust the process. I trust this because I know the science behind it. I trust it. And I'm going to do it. People around me did not believe me. They did not believe me.
So Carrie is saying, did you use first aid bloom as well?
I did that the day one. Yeah. Day one, I did first aid bloom, but that was the emergency bloom. But the healing really did not commence until I did beauty
The,
bloom, because
wow.
it specifically targets the fascia, the lymph, the collagen matrix, the skin, and skin is the largest organ. So there's specific frequencies for that. So I did it, and I did the whole 7 days. And then I did the 28-day continuous quantum capsule of the glow because it takes 28 days for our skin to go through its whole cycle of rejuvenation and repair,
Beautiful.
which is
Wow.
part of what we're offering today. And so people around me did not believe it. They said, nah, okay, maybe it'll look less red, maybe it'll look better. Day one, day two. And I literally said no. And I'll never forget, I took out my cell phone. I said, I'm going to take a selfie as proof, so,
Uh-huh.
uh, like just a selfie so I can document this. Lo and
Wow.
behold, on day 7 when I pull up the photo and I'm taking a photo, to my shock and surprise, because when you see yourself, you notice the subtle changes, but a
Yes.
photo speaks 1,000 words,
Yes, it
right?
does. Yeah.
So I take
Mhm.
the photo and I zoom in, and then I go show it to my spouse and my two boys. I'm like, take a close look. Do you see anything different? And they're looking at, yeah, what happened to your chin? I'm like, okay, so my picture's not deceiving me. My eyes are not deceiving me. This is for real. Like, yeah, I said
Wow.
it worked. It worked. Well, what'd you do? I said I did my beauty bloom capsule, my 7 day. What? And then I
Mhm.
showed it to my friends, my family members. They were all shocked because I had originally showed them, sent everybody my first photo because I said, be prepared. I'm probably going to have permanent scarring, so just be prepared, because I'm going to have to deal with that. And I
Amazing.
was,
Well,
it
this is
was it's not, when we say miraculous healing, it's not even that. I would say this is energetic medicine, quantum healing at its finest. It's beyond miracle. This is true repair. Like I said, it's an expression. So I fixed the expression of my face and my skin matrix for it to start self-healing. And that's the key. I was able to tap into self-healing super fast when other people said, nah, you're gonna have scarring. So I
wow.
applied the medical system, the norm of what you're told, right? I defied, and here's my proof.
Exactly.
I'm the first proof of that.
Well,
So
that's the beauty of energy healing. That's the beauty of working with energy, that it will defy what typically the scientific
yeah,
norm is going to say. But
absolutely.
this is really amazing, and I know people are getting excited because
Yes.
we're going to get into who is this for, what
Yeah.
is possible with Beauty Bloom. I want to address a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Marie said, my face looks like that, and it looks like a boil that came up and doesn't want to go away. So I guess the question is, will it work for someone who has something that looks like a boil but was not necessarily from a burn?
Absolutely. Acne, boils, anything disruptive to the skin that is surface level, right? Cysts, boils, acne, eczema, psoriasis, skin fungus, burns in
What
my
about
case.
what about my vitiligo? Should I use
It
it for
could,
that?
you could try, you could try it and see what happens to the matrix internally, if it could make it less pale and if it would bring it more to a pink tone. It's possible. Why
I would
not?
test
If
that.
this was able to happen with my burn, why not?
Why
Why not?
not?
Because um skin and the way skin functions, it's our largest organ. But people forget there's a skin-mind connection as well. We always talk about the gut-brain connection. Well, very few people talk about the skin-mind connection. It's the
Mm,
largest organ that we are carrying with us. The
mm,
largest organ. Now, if you think about it, if it's the largest organ, that means that on a global scale, right? The receptors, everything that it is, it's almost like a huge antenna. Everything it is, I would say, noticing around, right? Then gets filtered through this largest organ. And so our skin is continuously listening.
mm,
Our skin listens nonstop. When people think, no, your ears listen. No, actually, your brain listens, but it's actually see the skin brain connection.
mm,
And so these cells on our skin are constantly static and they're constantly sensing pressure, um, touch, stretch, and vibration.
mm,
And, people say, okay, massage your skin and you'll look youthful. Okay, granted. Okay, touch your skin and you'll feel the warmth and you'll feel, the glow. Granted. People forget the key, vibration.
yeah.
Vibration is where and as you know, I'm like Sherlock Holmes, but I go backwards, 10 steps backwards. I always go to the root and I say, there has got to be that missing link within this matrix of where it begins. I am 100%, as you know, a proponent of energy medicine, because I know it works. I'm proof it works. And vibration and frequency at its finest level, this is where we really start to turn on healing on all levels. Face, youthfulness, vitality, resilience, and especially now in these current times, as you were saying, and we can loop this all back together, who wants to walk with a stressed out face? I mean, I don't want to be a walking billboard for the 1% in the world that have decided to take matters into their own hands and play this chess game, right? I'm not going to be a walking billboard for them. I refuse to, right? But what
Yeah.
I can do is I can be a walking billboard for vibrancy, youthfulness, regeneration, uh, that innocence, right?
Mm.
Innocence.
Yeah.
Isn't it, when we look at youth and beauty, you know what we're really attracted to, and then they take these supermodels and they take these online programs and they set them through all these filters and everything. If you look at it, really what they're looking for is glow and innocence, right? Innocence vibrates at a specific frequency.
Wow.
Innocence vibrates at 528 hertz. So it's just interesting when we take all these things into account and when we apply them to ourselves. You know what? I want to be a walking billboard for joy, for love, because that's beauty. I want to be a walking billboard for compassion, for mercy, for regeneration, rejuvenation, because that's beauty, right? See,
Mm.
beauty is that expression. It's not
Love
what I'm
that.
plopping on
Love it.
my skin.
Beautiful. And
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that speaking of vibration, you
Yes.
have been transmitting a certain
Yes,
frequency since the beginning of the call.
that's right. We're all in 528 right now. We are in the miracle tone of DNA repair, restoration, the love frequency, because we all need a lot of love and extra love, especially now. And there's nothing wrong with us being right now in that 528 capsule right now as we are live on call. This is all being done remotely.
Beautiful.
So,
And it will
yes,
work. Will it work on the replay when people listen
yes,
to the
yes,
replay?
it cannot
Awesome.
because energy never dies.
Yeah. That's why if you
Absolutely.
came to this call and suddenly you were taking like these deep breaths and the body is relaxing, it's because the
Yeah.
frequency has been getting transmitted since the
Yes,
beginning of the call. Jana
yes.
wants to know, is this also for the body?
Absolutely. Doesn't your skin cover all your body? It's the largest organ. Your
Yeah.
skin covers from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. I hope it does because if it didn't, we wouldn't be protected and we'd be,
Yeah.
we'd be hit with all sorts of issues. So I hope I have got skin. Yeah, no, it is. It is. Yes, absolutely.
So let's talk about for those listeners that may not remember what the energy capsules are.
Yeah.
What goes on when you create a capsule? What exactly is it? And what are the different, what levels is the healing working at?
Oh, okay. Let's break this down.
Let's go
So
there.
let's go there. Okay. So when we're talking about
Am I frozen or is Lydia frozen?
you look like
Natasha?
you're frozen. You're
I'm
frozen for a
frozen.
second, yeah. Um, these are quantum somatic sound capsules. So quantum has to do with the matrix, the unseen, right? The unseen. Uh, somatic, soma is the body, right? And sound is vibration. So we're dealing basically with vibration, body, and frequency, right? And these are all three entwined into each sound capsule. So this is not a meditation. This is a somatic sound quantum frequency capsule, which basically is when you listen to this in 10 minutes, it is scientifically equivalent to 6 hours of traditional healing modalities because it's so powerful, so potent, because it bypasses your brain. It bypasses all these other things and it goes straight to the root. It goes straight to our energy, the cells, the cellular memory in in our cells, the mitochondria. It goes straight through our bones and into our tissue and it gives instruction without you having to do anything. And the somatic cues, the body cues, which I do alongside while you're doing this, is just for you to go out of the sympathetic state of fight or flight into the parasympathetic state of being, which is your rest and digest, is where we turn on the self healing. So it's a
Mm.
combination, it's threefold in one. And it's super, super potent, super, super powerful. And every day through the 7 day cycle, a specific frequency is generated that goes to work without you having to do anything. It knows exactly where it needs to go and what it needs to do. So, energy medicine in and of itself is incredibly, incredibly powerful and potent because you really don't need to tell it what to do. It knows what it needs to do. You just need to be the navigator and have the exposure to it and have the precision is key here, precision. And as many people know who have worked with me and who I've taught, I'm a minimalist at heart. So I've always believed less is more and precision is key. And when we're precise and when we're minimalistic, this is really when the change happens.
Mm.
I've had people come to me, for example, and this has been in the past, and they would come in and they say, where they were at this functional medicine doctor, they were there, and they come literally with bags, and they're inside there's 25, 30, 40 supplements. I tell them, see the trash bin, throw it in. Your body does not need this, and it's not
Mm.
going to receive it either. It's nothing. It's useless. It's Band-Aid approach. Let's go to the root cause. Let's go to the core. Let's go to that tiny, tiny particle, the unseen, the one that vibrates, that quanta within your cells, Let's go there and let's tell it what it needs to do and give it information. Let's give it information. And that frequency we're sending through you listening goes into your bones. Those bones vibrate. That is that conductor into every single tissue, cell, water in under 30 seconds. That's why it happens so fast, and you don't have to do much of anything except listen, respond, listen. And when I say respond, meaning your body's responding to the signals it's getting, right? The body cues and the energetic information that that's being delivered, right?
Wow.
So in a nutshell, it's body, sound, frequency, right? And vibration that's being directed to your body and through your body, right? And so this is in a nutshell what the quantum somatic sound capsules are.
Beautiful, beautiful. And they have worked so well. We've done other programs with your the first aid bloom, and there were others. I'm forgetting the names, but they were,
Bloom,
yeah,
neurobloom, I think DNA bloom.
Neurobloom,
Yes, yes,
yes,
yes,
DNA
yes.
bloom,
Chemo
and they were,
bloom. Yeah,
yes, and
yes,
people have had incredible
yes.
results. And Natasha, do you have?
Yeah, I wanted to read Yvette's. Let me also share my screen. I wanted to read Yvette's testimonial. Um,
Thermo bloom? Yeah, Carrie.
yeah, I've tried countless beauty treatments, but this felt effortless and surprisingly
Yeah.
powerful. My skin felt firmer and more hydrated, and my overall energy improved. It felt like beauty and vitality were finally working together, which,
Beautiful.
yeah.
And then there's one from Liz C. She said, "What shocked me most was the
Yeah.
emotional release." And this is what I was going to ask also
Yeah.
next, was some of the beneficial side effects that come with Beauty Bloom. I felt lighter, happier, and more confident, and my skin reflected it. My glow became noticeable around day 18. This add-on turned the program into a full transformation experience. I guess there's an add-on also to the
There is
program.
an add-on. Should I pull it up?
No, we'll put it up at the end. Then Rachel said,
Oh, I don't know what's going on with my computer. I apologize.
"It's okay, it's no problem. This felt like 28 days of invisible spa treatments.
Yes.
My skin tone became more even, puffiness reduced, and I woke up looking rested even on stressful days. It
Yeah.
truly amplified everything I experienced in Beauty Bloom." So this is the part that I wanted to talk about, Lydia, that
Yes.
as people are experiencing the results of Beauty Bloom, or when we talk about the upgrade, but there's these other things happening as well. What have you noticed that people have reported back? Tell us some of the feedback that you've gotten from Beauty Bloom, and some of the other things people report.
So one huge thing is emotions that were just stuck for years, like emotions that women were dealing with, and they just couldn't get over it. Anything from anger, fear, shame, um, guilt, sadness, depression, that even that feeling of being uncertain or double-mindedness, not being able to make up your mind, right? 1 minute this way, 1 minute that way, right? Apprehension and or even social anxiety, right? Right.
Mhm.
These things, like all of a sudden, women are, I've been told, were like able to it was like released. It was
Wow.
just released, almost like that jacket, the outer layer was taken off of them, which has been there for years. And it's very interesting. Many times, when I work with women and stuff, things of that nature, I can look at their faces, and based on the faces and how their skin is reacting and what it looks like, I can tell which emotions are present and what we're stuck, the stuck emotions. Because mind you,
Mm,
emotionally as well, we inherit a DNA from both sides of the family, right?
mm,
We also inherit emotional DNA from both sides of the family, which can be stuck in your body.
mm,
I kid you not. For example, if you notice that your grandmother, for some reason, and she might have been the most wonderful woman on this earth, but she was always in a state of fear and paranoia. She was always paranoid about everything, right? And then somehow you notice that that passed down to your mother, right? For whatever reason. And then now you're getting into your 50s, 60s, and now you're starting to notice your, that genetic expression, right? That gene expression all of a sudden is starting to show in you.
Mm.
It's like, what's happening? Because we inherit emotions and we also acquire them. And through epigenetics, we know that certain situations in our lives can open up those inherited emotional
Yes.
suitcases, is what I call them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they come to us in different forms. For example, if I notice that I'm having issues here on my chest, all of a sudden acne, all sorts of things, I probably inherited depression.
Mm.
Okay?
Wow.
If I notice acne boils here on this chin area, right? Right here. This is basically, it can be considered anger. Right? If
Wow.
I inherit, issues underneath my eyes, just puff pillows and just tons of sagging wrinkles or even those milia, those little spots and all sorts of things, right? This is extreme fear.
Mm. Wow.
Yes. So emotions are acquired, experienced, and inherited, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, with these emotions, where do they like to sit? Where are they trapped? Well, guess where? In the fascia. The
Mm.
fascia is that beautiful connective tissue underneath our skin right away. It's that web. That web is the source of where our lymph begins and flows and goes alongside it, right? So it's all connected. So when we have a specific emotion stuck in our bodies, well, guess what? That area is going to become puffy, constricted, tight, even lopsided. Sometimes we can look at people and we say, why is their face asymmetrical, right? Literally, like one side will be higher, lower, or why will a person all of a sudden experience, like when they age, why is one side sagging all of a sudden more than the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
That emotion, that stuck emotion, and it's affecting the fascia, which affects the lymph. So it doesn't clear out and it's stagnating. And so then it's just pushing it out, and either it shows up as wrinkling or sagging.
Mm.
So it's just interesting to see how the skin as an organ, how it tells a story. It's very fascinating, because it's not as simple as saying, oh, I'm growing old, let me plop on some anti-aging creams or let me get a filler or some Botox. It's far more complex and deeper than that, far more.
Beautiful. I love that. The fact that emotions are showing up not just in other ways, in causing other kinds of disease or dis-ease, but they also show up as what we consider to be beauty problems. And
Yes,
it makes sense because it's all integrated, it's all connected.
yes,
And through addressing beauty, we can address really deep healing, which is, what all of us want. So this is fantastic.
right.
Maybe, Natasha, if you can post the link to the page, I think this would be a great time to talk about the offer. And you guys, if you have specific issues that you want to talk to Lydia about or you want to ask her a question, please let us know. We'll be taking questions now. And so if we start from, yeah, and I want to, yeah. Can you scroll back and I want to see, yeah, so this is the 5 levels
Mm.
that Beauty Bloom addresses, right?
Yeah. So it covers the mitochondria, which is that little energy storehouse in every single cell.
Mhm.
Without it, our cells basically they can't function. If there's no energy, it's a dead battery, right? Then the hormonal aspect of it. So remember when we said that we have to go out of fight or flight response into rest and digest, and it's only in that rest and digest that self-healing turns on, which basically hormonally, what happens? It lowers our cortisol. The minute our cortisol lowers, our collagen starts to activate and replenish again. If our cortisol is high, our collagen breaks down. And collagen is very important for our glow, for our skin, for the integrity,
Yeah.
of our skin.
Again, we are addressing collagen production, but really what we're also doing at a deeper level is
Going to the root.
cortisol.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
The
going to
root.
the root. So it's like, well, what is creating that collagen production? It's not, what is
Yeah.
creating what hormone. So we're looking at it from the hormonal aspect. Then like I said, the collagen activation. Super, super interesting with that because that's all tied into hormones, which many people do not realize, right? And then obviously the lymphatic detox, like I said, the lymphs are all tied in with the fascia underneath the skin. If those are constricted, the lymph does not move. And lymph moves, as we know, through movement, breath, and relaxation. And if you are in a fight or flight mode, your lymph will not be moving. If you
Yeah.
are in a rest and digest mode, your lymph moves. You see. So this is all connected. It's not as simple saying it's only one aspect. No, it's multifaceted. Just like a diamond, it's not a flat cut. You have many cuts to that diamond for that
In order
prism
for it
of
to
light to go
sparkle.
through
Yeah.
and for the sparkle. You're not just going to have a flat cut off the top. That it will be dull, right? And then for me, the most obvious favorite one is the emotional release. Because as we know, stress ages us at hyperbolic speed levels. Since COVID, I kid you not, the amount of aging has has quantified, not 2 times, not 3 times. The acceleration of aging has gone times 5, times 10. People are aging at rapid speed fire. And this is since COVID. And this is not something that I see actually going away anytime soon, especially with everything that's being added to our baskets, right? And it's because of the stress. And stress keeps that cortisol in your body continuously churning away, churning away, churning away. And like I said, what does cortisol do? It breaks down what? Collagen. And you start to age. You start to look like that wrinkled raisin. You start to look dehydrated, right? You start to look sunk in, swollen, puffy. Actually, can go both ways, either completely dried up or swollen like a marshmallow. Pick your poison, right? It just depends. And so yeah, the emotional factor and the most amazing thing about the emotional release really that I've heard is this. Many times, we assume, oh, this is the emotion I need to release. This is what I need to work on. This. And it's never that emotion. It's always the one you least suspected and expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nova, I just want to bring up Nova's question. Nova's asking about scars. Does it work on
I was going to actually address that what if the scars, or what if, somebody has had wrinkles for more than a decade or two
Yeah.
decades?
Well, look at it this way. If you've had wrinkles for a decade or 2 decades, there is basically I would almost say a crumbling, right, on the energetic level of the skin matrix. Right? So it's not only a physical issue, it's a hormonal issue, a lymphatic issue, a collagen issue, an emotional issue. So at the least level, if you were to incorporate Beauty Bloom, it's going to give you that dose where it's not going to get any worse. Do you know what I mean? It's going to stop it in its tracks, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then once you stop it in its tracks, it works. See, when we're dealing in the realm of energy medicine, it is not time bound. So when we say we've been carrying something with us for years, time is of no issue in energy medicine because time is always the present. It's the now. So it doesn't matter if I've had something for 5, 7, 8, 10 years. Energy medicine goes where it needs to go and knows what it needs to do. It's not worried how long it's been there. Time is of no essence. It doesn't matter. right?
Mm.
Frequency vibration has always existed. It always will exist. It exists now. So it doesn't go based on, well, when did this occur, right? It will just go based on this has occurred. I come in and I fix it. And it's very interesting. It knows where it needs to go and it knows what it needs to do. And yes, individual results always vary because each one of us is so unique. Our stamp, our fingerprint, there are no two alike in the world like you. So, each person's going to experience differently. But overall, in a nutshell, I can tell you from my personal experience and experience working with so many women, is that at the least, you're going to start glowing and radiating, and people take notice of it. They will say, what did you do? Where did you get it? How can I get some? And this
Wow.
is a thing that I've been hearing regularly.
No, your skin is beautiful and it
Thank
glows.
you.
Yeah, it's
So
how.
I am my, like I say, I'm my own walking billboard. So, and mind you, I do not have fillers. I do not do any cosmetic, nothing, nothing, nothing. I do
Beautiful.
my sound capsules and my protocol, and that's all I do. Will it address the fascia body focused on the face? No, because skin is an organ. It addresses your whole body. But here's the thing. We walk with our bodies covered, but our faces are always uncovered. So we notice the face always, right? We're not going to walk with our, buttocks hanging out and our thighs exposed and our, hopefully not. I hope not.
Hope
Right?
not.
Yeah, I hope not.
But
So,
hey, to
yeah,
each
I hope,
their own.
yeah, I hope not. But the skin is an organ that covers your whole body. So if it gives you that glow and that rejuvenation in your face, it will give it to your, I can tell you firsthand, it gave me a glow and rejuvenation to my arms.
Ah.
This is no joke. So it doesn't stop. Energy medicine is not such that when you do something, it says, okay, only from the top of the head to your chin and we're done. We're done. Okay, guys, go home. Office closed. No more. This is not how it works. It
Hmm.
goes to every single cell in your body, giving it that information, giving it that vibration, that frequency, and the cells go to work. The cell
Yeah.
in the bottom of your toe, to the inside of your ear, to the cell in your gum, your
Mm.
tongue, your lip, your ears age. Your ears age, and people don't talk about this. Have you seen how older people have wrinkly ears that sag, right?
Mm-hmm.
That collagen breakdown, right? And the gravity. Remember I say that sagging, right?
Mm-hmm.
It goes to your hair follicles. It's okay, even if you have gray strands. So what? But it makes them strong, robust. Doesn't matter. Your eyebrows, you know, I would not be surprised. Actually, no, this is another thing that I did notice. The eyelash growth, the eyebrow growth became very strong. That matrix became very strong with Beauty Bloom, so that women don't feel like they have to get these eyelash extensions and
I
all this
love it. This is amazing.
stuff.
And
So,
because um it is a multi it's a I don't know how many $1 trillion industry,
yes,
beauty and
yes,
anti-aging.
yes.
Even though now there are many devices that are also
Mhm.
using, frequency, radio frequency or infrared or whatever, but
Yeah,
a whenever you can get pure energy like this, and we'll
yeah,
talk about actually how many each capsule is
yeah.
actually very short. You just listen to the sound capsule for maybe, I think it's what,
It's only
15,
10 minutes.
10
It's
minutes.
only 10 minutes, and those 10 minutes are equal to 6 hours of other traditional healing modalities because it's
Yeah.
that potent, that specific, that targeted. And as you know, I don't have time. I don't have time for 6 hours to worry about what I'm going to look like or my beauty or what I'm going to do. Do I have 10 minutes time? You bet your
Yes.
bottom dollars. 10 minutes I do. Six
Yeah.
hours I don't. I don't even have half an hour time, right? So I'm all
That's what I
about
love about all
speed.
your Bloom products. They
Yes.
are so easy to use. It's
Yes.
only 10 minutes, but
Super
what you
simple.
get
Yeah.
is very potent,
Yes.
very powerful, and
Yeah.
then you're good to go. And so it's all of the benefits we've been talking about today in these little sound capsules, which is
Yes.
so beautiful and fantastic. Um, let's go ahead and discuss the offer,
Yes.
Natasha. There's the offer, and then there's bonuses in there. And then we will address the questions. Nova, I'll address your question too. If there's any other questions, please send them in chat. So the core program of Beauty Bloom, which is regularly $2,000. We've been getting Bloom products at a much discounted rate from Lidija, which we're very grateful for $498. For anything like this, you would be spending way more than even $2,000 typically, if you had to get beauty treatments. But the beauty treatments would only be, first of all, not very effective. Second, temporary. Third, they would only improve maybe the spot that you're trying to treat. But this
Right.
goes way deeper. This is really deep healing, which addresses the core of the core. So it's
Mhm.
daily somatic integration guidance. And you're also going to get a bonus, which
Yeah.
is the 528 hertz Beauty Bloom Booster. I think this was the one that you said you kept using for your scar, right, Lidija?
No, it's the one that's the
Okay,
quantum bloom, Aphrodite's glow for 28 days.
okay, that's the next
Okay.
one.
So this one I use regularly, and we're in 528 right now, right? But this Beauty Bloom booster, everyone who signs up for Beauty Bloom will be the day before. So we start next Monday, and it goes for 7 days to Sunday. And this is all strategic, Monday through Sunday. We go intentionally through that cycle. But the day before, Sunday, everyone who joins will be in a 24-hour 528 sound frequency capsule to prepare your biofield for all the frequencies you will be receiving Monday through Sunday, because each day we are targeting something specific with a specific frequency. So it's
Yeah.
laying that foundation that your biofield is ready, that we have basically reintroduced DNA renewal, recalibration, and reactivation. And we're opening up the field now for true transformation. So that's the bonus before, yeah.
Beautiful. So you'll get that on next Sunday and
No,
then
this Sunday. They'll get the bonus this Sunday on the
this
8th.
Sunday, and then Monday is when
Yes, the
7 day
March,
Beauty
right.
Bloom starts. And by the way, just so you know, even though you get one capsule a day, it's designed that way. It builds on it,
Yes,
on the last one. And I
yes,
find it so easy because once the email arrives, I see it, I make sure I do it.
yeah,
But you will have the audios forever. So if you want to go back
yeah.
and repeat your program, you can do that.
Exactly. So then I recommend women do that, like do the seven days, immerse yourself then in the remote 28 days, which is done for you. You don't even do anything there. And then you can repeat it 4 times a year, seasonally. I tell women then after you've done it, women that worked with me from since last year with the Beauty Bloom, I tell them then do it seasonally every 4 months. I do it seasonally to maintain because the scarring happened last year. So I do it seasonally now. I just did my last round. I kid you not, 2 weeks ago.
Okay, awesome,
Yeah.
beautiful. So, stretch marks are common. Can Beauty Bloom help with that?
Sure, anything to do with the skin, cellulite, stretch marks. Uh, uh,
Cellulite is also because of breakdown in collagen, right?
mhm. Yes, yes, anything, and even there's got to be some emotional factor to that too. That's stuck there, and it could be acquired as well.
Yeah, I know of someone that does fascia release for
Yes.
fascia work for
Yeah.
cellulite.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that she has told me that this is one of the most common things. They rub on the fascia in a certain
Yes.
way. And she said
Yes.
people suddenly will just burst out crying, and there's just so much
Yes.
grief, and they would be like, I have no idea why I was crying so much.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
it's
And
stored
it,
emotions.
and it, like I say, and it's not even something you acquired. People don't realize it's something you inherited that you don't even know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? You
Wow.
don't even know.
So Natasha, you remove the page. Again, the link is lifereawaken.com/Lidija, Lidija, and the number 26. Can you also show us the
Upgrade. That's what I want
upgrade
Yes.
view?
to.
So when you check out, when you have purchased Beauty Bloom, you will come to this offer, which is an upgrade. It is also at a discounted price. This is called Aphrodite's Quantum Glow, 28 days of done for you cellular rejuvenation.
Yeah.
So this is actually, we don't even have to listen to anything. It is a
Nothing. This is
28
done for you. This is where I'm taking all the people that have finished the Beauty Bloom, and they are encapsulated into this done for you. And this is what I do from my end, right? So I put you in a sound capsule. And for 28 days remotely, you will be receiving the 285 hertz frequency, which is specifically for tissue restoration, repair and rejuvenation, and skin cell turnover. That's why we do the 28 days, because it takes 28 days for the full skin cell turnover cycle to be completed. And this is what I did with myself in conjunction with the Beauty Bloom to get the healing that I witnessed. So I'm also including that because I feel it goes hand in hand.
Beautiful. Yeah. So please make sure you take advantage of that
Yeah.
too. You don't have to do anything. It's a great, great add-on. And you heard from the other people um, who were talking about how it really boosted their results from Beauty Bloom by being in
Yeah.
this 28 days. And so if people started on Monday and then they ended on Sunday, then this is going to start after
So
that.
no, actually what I'm doing is I'm doing it simultaneously.
Okay. It's
So
simultaneous.
everything starts on Monday. So
Okay.
the people that
Awesome.
are in the capsule will also be in this simultaneously. Yeah. So we're going in full force. We're making this happen because I noticed when I did it together for myself as well, it was very transformational and is incredibly healing. And not only on a physical level, but on an emotional level. I kid you not. Like stress just flew off my shoulders. Like I felt like that, 100-pound refrigerator I was carrying just kind of fell to the sideline. And yeah, no, I had a smile on my face when people around me were freaking out and stressing out. And they're like, why are you smiling? You can't help but laugh, but it's like, hey, I'm in that frequency zone. I got that good vibe. I've got that energy going through me and with me. So yeah.
Beautiful. And
Yeah.
yeah, Carrie, it's 398 for the upgrade. The regular price is $1,000, but only for Beauty Bloom clients who have purchased Beauty Bloom, it is going to be 398. So it's almost $600 off right now. So make sure you take advantage of that. People, if you have experienced any of Lydia's other Bloom products, then you already know that you can't miss it. Her products are absolutely incredible and amazing. If you have not experienced it before, let this be the first time you experience it. And I'm telling you, you are going to be sold because it's her results are just incredible. If people have not experienced any of your other Bloom products like DNA Bloom and stuff
Yeah.
like that, is it okay? Is if this is the first one that they start with?
Absolutely. 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 Because it's um especially like I say, we need to be billboards now of beauty, but beauty not in a superficial way, beauty in a holistic way, right?
Mm.
And what a better time to start beauty than the springtime, right? With renewal, growth, rejuvenation, we're coming out of that winter into the springtime, right? And, don't we all want to blossom like beautiful flowers, and beauty,
Yes,
like I said, that
of
word
course.
beauty, we have to understand this is not a superficial word. Unfortunately, society has run with that and made it superficial, but for marketing reasons, right? But beauty in itself, it's not a bad word. It's not an ugly word, and many people equate that to something superficial, artificial, vain, but it's not because beauty, like I said, it's an expression.
Yeah, it's an
Expression.
expression, and beauty is healing, and
And
beauty
it's
is beautiful.
contagious. Beauty is
It's
contagious.
it's
When you come into a room and you see a vase of flowers, the first thing probably out of most people's mouths will be, those are beautiful, right?
yeah,
Right? It's
absolutely.
because I'm acknowledging that what is being expressed. If I come into a room and I see some lovely artwork, the
Mhm.
first thing out of my mouth will be, that is a beautiful painting, right? And it's not from a position of vanity. It's my recognizing what is being expressed.
Mhm.
If I meet a person on the street and they greet me with a smile on the face, and I say, that's a beautiful person, and
Mhm.
not beautiful by, magazine standards, but their expression, right? So I'm recognizing integrally the true meaning and purpose of what beauty is, right?
Mm.
And it has nothing to do with superficiality, absolutely nothing. You know, we have to split these two completely separately. It's my recognizing its inherent quality, its inherent treasure, its inherent talent, its inherent energy and frequency and vibration, right?
Well, and your beautiful expression comes through beautifully, Lydia. We
Oh, thank you so much.
can see the beauty inside of you, but also what is very attractive, like I said, especially in today's day and age, is your absolute sense of peace and contentment. We can see it, in your eyes. We can see it in how you're talking. It's the radiating of joy, which is wonderful, and that too is so healing, right?
Yes.
When you are a person who is radiating calm, composure, peace, tranquility, joy.
Oh,
That
bless
is
you.
so,
Thank you so much.
yeah, that
Bless
is
you,
so
bless you.
needed right now. That is a huge service that you are doing just by being yourself, just by being your beautiful self.
Oh, yes, exactly. And that's what I'm here for. Each one of us, every single one of us, we're beautiful by design. And let's express it. Let's express it. Let's be our own walking billboards for that.
Yeah.
We can express that, each one
Tasha,
of
if you
us.
can go back to the previous page, I just want to show the before and after of Lydia in case
Yes.
some people joined us late, they
Yes.
missed it. This is truly a miraculous product. This is sound frequency healing.
Yep.
Very, very potent, almost 6 to 7 hours of energy work encapsulated in just a
10
10-minute
minutes.
sound bath that you're going to get every day for 7 days. And
Mhm.
look at Lydia's results when she accidentally got burnt and had a boil on her face and was told that she was going to scar for life. And this is look at the after, which is at the end of 7 days that she did. It is absolutely amazing. And today we can't even see a
Yeah.
shadow, nothing. It's
No,
completely
and
yeah,
I have no foundation or concealer on or anything. So yeah, no.
beautiful.
Um, it's very interesting with that scarring initially, it was scabbing. There was pus underneath it, scabbing, crusts, redness, and rawness. That's why it was at a 2.5, right? It was
Yeah.
beyond a 2-degree burn. And so and then there was, water bubbles. So it was quite a nice, it was quite a nice skin tattoo to say the least.
Wow. And not to mention probably very painful and uncomfortable.
It was incredibly painful, and I actually, when I had to walk in public, I had a bandage across it because I didn't want there to become an infection. Right. So I actually had it bandaged. And so these are the photos when I also changed that bandage before I put it on and then took it off. But I just did that so pathogens and somebody wouldn't, something would not fly into my face and cause, some type of serious infection to that area. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we are so grateful that you created yet another really amazing, miraculous program. Who doesn't need more beauty in their lives? I think
Oh,
everybody,
right.
everybody
Each
on
one
the
of us. Sign me up,
yeah,
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I just completed my beauty bloom 2 weeks ago.
yeah.
So,
And we can't wait to experience it and then talk about our results soon because I know every time we do a Bloom product, people are talking about, at the end of 7 days, they're so excited about their results. So I can't wait to hear about
yeah.
uh, what you are going to be using this for, whether it is for anti-aging,
Yeah.
wrinkles,
Yeah.
scars, boils, marks. I'm going to be using it for vitiligo and see what kind
Yeah.
of results I can
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
And, because even though, yes, they say COVID triggered it, I was carrying the genes and da 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 da, but
Yeah.
gene expression is through so many difficult different things. So we'll
It
we'll
is.
I'll try it too, and I'll report back and I'll let
Yeah,
everyone.
and we never know,
But
what.
I'm excited about the not just vitiligo, but I'm 54 now, and
Yes.
I would love to have some anti-aging help. And
Mhm.
I've been noticing this weird kind of puffiness, which I was
Yeah.
thinking it's because of allergies, but then again, it's the lymph. It's all
It's
the
it
lymph.
it
So
goes, like I say, the body, and the skin specifically is an expression of something. So yes, aging is a factor, but I'll tell you something, aging is this big, and everybody focuses on the aging part. What about the other 90%?
yeah.
And it's, from my experience, what I've discovered, it's the hormones and the emotions that go hands in hand with that, especially in aging in women, and like I say, with those emotions, very few people talk about, let alone
Mm.
um, know what about the acquired, inherited.
Yes. Yes. Yep, so much that you can get help with.
Yes.
Perimenopause, by the way, that's
Oh,
when a lot of women start noticing and emotions go
yes.
crazy. So
Yeah, yeah.
this is going to be your ally. And like we mentioned, once you go through the 1 week program, then it is yours forever. So
Yep.
you'll go back to it every quarter and every season, you can redo it. And really, one of the best anti-aging tools you can have for yourself.
I agree.
So I want to thank you again, Lydia. I'm
It was a
glad
pleasure.
no, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be starting next Monday. Hopefully, by that time, I will be well settled into my new place and I will enjoy doing this. I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, congratulations on the new move. It's a new chapter for you, right?
After, yes, exactly.
Wonderful,
Thank you
wonderful.
so much. Much love to you, my dear, and to
Likewise.
everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone. And
guys.
like I say, I hope to see everyone on Monday. We're going to start Beauty Bloom, and also to see you inside the Quantum Glow capsule for 28 days.
Yes,
So
28
uh,
days is great. Where
you
you
have
don't
nothing
have to
to
do anything.
lose, but
Yeah.
yeah, you have nothing to lose, but basically, express your beauty this season. Let's express our
Awesome.
beauty, our
Yes,
beauty
to
this
that.
season.
Amen to that.
There you
All right,
go.
my dear. Thank you so much.
Thank
Again,
you
the
so
link,
much.
Natasha just posted it in the chat, lifereawaken.com/Lydia26. All right. Much love. Take
Much
care.
love. Thank you so much. Blessings, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
The information, products, and claims presented in this video and on any related websites or materials have not been evaluated by any official regulatory body. They are intended for informational and educational purposes only and are not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making any changes to your health or wellness routine.